think supply is becoming complex. If you just look at copper, for example, the grades around the world are reducing. No new copper deposits have been found with significant grades. And if you do find significant grades in copper, for example, you're dealing with political issues that are very complex to understand. Plus an overlay of logistics, lack of infrastructure, means that the simple scenario of getting copper and then moving it to your end supplier is becoming more complex. The easy resources have been found, but if you believe in the demand side of matters, we need to find more supply, and that supply needs to be financed for us to then supply into those markets. So I am excited about the commodity market. There is an overlay of more responsibility from the producer side. I think what is important to understand is that while a lot of industries right now are battling with their balance sheets, needing to refinance, I believe the commodities and the resource industry had to go through this turmoil 10 years ago, brought about by their own hubris in terms of expanding into what was the China-driven commodity demand. But the balance sheets of resource companies are looking relatively healthy. And as I said, producers are being very cautious about expanding, which thus means that the supply-demand fundamentals for, I believe, all commodities is in a very good shape.
Elon Musk the other day tweeted that he's looking for nickel, but he wants clean nickel. So he's going to struggle a little bit. I mean, most of the nickel, decent nickel out there is in Indonesia, but the Indonesian government is being quite clever, and they're not letting anyone export nickel ore. So he will have to build a Tesla factory in Indonesia to be able to, export the finished product, which is what they're after. That's something that South Africa should probably try and focus on more as well, is the beneficiation of our own ores. All too often, Africa has suffered from producing the ores and the concentrates, and then the finished markets are all in Europe. So the LME, the London Metals Exchange, the 3-month contract was because it took 3 months to ship ore from somewhere in South America or Africa to London, which is where all the buyers are. So really what we're trying to do at Source Markets is to create local commodity market prices, African commodity market prices, so that junior miners can benefit instead of traders coming in and really taking all that margin and offshoring the profits. We want to see our junior miners benefiting from that. So I think in those commodities that we mentioned, we've got a significant advantage. But then also into our neighbors in Africa, there's more manganese in Botswana, there's lithium in Zimbabwe, and plenty of chrome and nickel as well. So I think we can really look at becoming a hub if we put our minds together. And we created sort of beneficiation points in the region. We could really do this quite cleverly, yeah.
I think we are in a boom as we're currently in this current COVID environment. But I think we shouldn't get too excited, because I do think some of the price trajectory upwards is really around what's happening with the COVID environment, what's happening from a supply uncertainty perspective. You kind of like look at what's driving some of the commodities like copper. It's really to a large extent on the premise of there is supply concerns given what's happening in South America. Yes, there is a big stimulus package happening in China. So I think the way we should look at these prices is, one day we will get out of this COVID environment. But the question is, where are we going to reset, or what's going to be our base? And from our perspective, from a bank, that's how we'll be evaluating opportunities where people prospectively are coming looking for funding, is post-COVID, what's the new base in order to assess the competitive nature of the various projects.